Today I fucked up by destroying a screw for no reason. So I was trying to install a bidet today and that involved removing the toilet seat. No problem. I unscrew one side no problem, and get to the other side to do the same, except the screw is just spinning without actually unscrewing. This is when things apparently got too complicated for me. I got a tool to grip it, and went to work, except now the screw was too tight. I tried super hard and got minor progress, seeing the screw spin a little bit, but I was also severely damaging the head of the screw. It is plastic, so I opted to use the part I was gripping to unscrew it instead. I spent an hour making tiny amounts of progress with the small amount of space I had, using the tool to twist the screw. It was working, albeit very slowly. I took a 10-minute break to think about the task and rest, when I realized, I was gripping the other end of the screw. While trying to turn the screw, I gripped the nut and tried unscrewing it and got it out incredibly quickly. I always thought I was smarter than this. Too long didn't read, gripped the other end of a screw and tried to unscrew it, mutilated the top, shamefully realized I should have been gripping the nut. Always grip the nut. Always. F. Make sure to not use that broken screw again, cause it will be a pain in the ass to unscrew it later. Your main problem was you tried to install a bidet. Just hoard toilet paper like the rest of us. Maybe their other half requested it, or maybe they just like water going into their trunk. Don't feel bad. Who hasn't ruined a screw in the bathroom because they forgot to grip their nut? Today I fucked up by thinking Big Daddy Chinese government is coming to get me. Throw RA because I don't want my friends and extended family to know this dumbass is me. Obligatory didn't happen today but throughout the span of the last 2 weeks. The post is long but hopefully my stupidity brings you some laughter and some fraud awareness. For context, I am a Chinese citizen who's been living in the States since my early adolescence for the past 10+ years. I don't wanna say I'm a model citizen, but I've definitely been law-abiding and generally staying away from trouble. This is important later. All convos were originally carried out in Chinese. Here goes. About 2 weeks ago, on a warm wet morning as I was doing my normal boring desk job while contemplating life, I got a call from DHL telling me I mailed an illegal package from LA to Shanghai and I'm under investigation by the Shanghai Border Patrol. I was extremely confused because I haven't gone to LA in a while and I certainly wouldn't mail packages to Shanghai, let alone illegal packages. I informed them as such, to which they told me I have become a victim of identity theft and they will connect me to the local police in Shanghai to file a police report. They even told me what to say to the police since I've never filed a police report before. In hindsight, this was red flag number 1. They connected me to the Shanghai police station and I filed my police report with the officer on duty at the time. We'll call him Zed. Zed was very understanding and patient and seemingly helpful and hated those identify thieves as much as I did. He even educated me on how to protect my information from identify theft in the future. He told me that he had gathered all the information and will send me the report for signature, but will need to run a background check on my ID to make sure I'm in the clear. He proceeded to call another officer via the phone requesting background check and was informed I was associated with a multinational money laundering and fraud scheme and am now one of the primary suspects amused. Now, in hindsight, this was red flag number 2. Why would the police tell a suspect they are a suspect without having the said suspect in custody first? Call me dumb, go ahead. Okay, now remember when I said I've always been a law-abiding citizen staying away from trouble? An officer said throughout those big words money laundering, fraud and primary suspect. I was in utter shock and confusion. Just 20 minutes ago, I was complaining about my boring job and now I'm about to go to jail for something I've never done? Question mark. Officer Z then told me that because this is an important case, he will need to record any conversations with me, so he will call me via the police station phone. He told me in order to verify they're identified, I need to go online to the police station website and verify the caller ID when he calls me back. I'll be damned, but the number matched with the number on the website. So I picked up thinking I'm being cooperative with the police and what a good citizen I am. Officer Z then told me that this is a very important case and is classified, so I cannot tell anyone in case the other suspects caught wind and ran away. If I told anyone, based on the Chinese criminal law, I would be imprisoned for 2 to 5 years. He also said that the Chinese government and the Communist Party are taking this case extremely seriously, so I better cooperate, otherwise the government is coming get me. Alright, let me tell you, even though I have been living in the States for 10 plus years now, the fear of Chinese government was hammered into me since a young age, so when he said the Chinese government is coming to get me, I completely lost it. And Officer Z knew I was hooked. Officer Z then told me in order to cooperate, I will need to send daily check-ins 3 times a day with selfies. I'm so fucking dumb, and told me to download Discord because this app has security and recording functions. Now I have never ever in my life heard of Discord, so I believed him and downloaded the app and added him as friend. In the coming days, I continued to send him selfies, OMG cringe, and he called me almost every day to provide updates on the case. He sent me a photo of my ID and asked me to confirm. They had my ID number, my birthday, my address, and the exact same photo as my actual ID. To say I was hooked would be an understatement. He also sent me photos of the other suspects that are already in custody and asked if I knew any of them. Of course I didn't. He also sent me the bank book, a little book issued by the bank that records your deposits and withdrawals. It's commonly used in China, that was opened under my name and asked me if I had seen it. Of course I didn't. He sent a few other things such as a history of my phone number, calling the other suspects, etc. This went on for about a week, and then one day, Zed called me and told me that the courthouse had issued an arrest warrant and a court order to freeze all my assets for a year. He even sent me the paperwork via the chat. It had stamps and seals and everything. In my head, I'm thinking, holy moly, my dear Jesus, how did this happen to me? How am I gonna pay for the mortgage? How would I work if I'm arrested? My poor co-workers are gonna have to take on all my projects, and my poor husband is gonna be all alone and struggling with paying the mortgage. And my poor dog, she won't see me for God knows how long, and my poor parents, they'll be crushed when they know I've been arrested, and extremely disappointed that I was even remotely related to this sort of crime. Officer Z knew exactly what I was thinking and told me he knew I must be innocent and he will connect me to the prosecutor, we'll call him C, to request premium processing so they can look into my case first to prove my innocence. The conversation between me and Z and C went on for a while, and C finally told me that I cannot request premium processing, but I can pay $50,000 as bail and he will give me 3 days to gather the money. My dumbass still didn't realize this was a scam. I went to my husband and asked him to lend me money, and my poor husband, God bless his soul, asked me if I was being scammed, and I told him he has no idea what the Chinese government is capable of. Anyway, I ended up not sending the money out to them because I was doing some research online about this police station over the weekend and found someone had posted online about having had the exact same experience as me, but they didn't realize it was a scam until they had already sent them $45,000. The comment section was filled with people having had similar experience and got scammed. Some even lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and there is no way of getting their money back. Thank you Google search for saving my life! Exclamation mark. Little follow-up on the story. I finally told my husband the entire story, and he told me he uses Discord to chat with his gaming buddies, which should also have been a red flag if I knew what Discord was. I blocked the scammers on Discord and they have been bombing my phone with spam calls. This time the caller ID says DHL instead of Police Bureau. My husband picked up and pretended to be an AT&T call center just to piss them off. I don't think they spoke any English. I hope those scammers rot in hell. Too long didn't read. I got scammed by Chinese scammers impersonating the Chinese government and almost lost $50,000 of our life savings. Not your FU. But you got pretty close. Sounds like a sophisticated scam. Glad you didn't get scammed. Cheers. Thank you. I'm still in disbelief but relieved I didn't lose our life savings. Take care. I got scammed twice in my life. It hurt me mentally and physically, wanting to vomit from my own stupidity and such. Both times I got scammed, it wasn't for a whole lot of money, but I just believed people. I was kind. The second time it was by my landlord, who told me the night before I left the country that his daughter needed surgery, so if I could lend him like £600, another month of rent, and I did. Because I thought he'd pay me back, as he said he would. He never did, and to this day I hate myself for that, and I don't trust anyone anymore. I'm glad you avoided being scammed. Trust me, it hurts. The more money, the bigger the pain. I got one of those before. They even spoofed DHL's caller ID to look legit. I put them on hold and called DHL, who told me there was this scam going on and they're investigating how their ID is being spoofed. It took me a bit of restraint to not consider messing with the scammers. I ended up telling them I had a business meeting to attend to and hung up. Wow, good idea. I should have thought of calling DHL to verify first. Lessons learned. You are going to have issues with identity fraud in the near future, due to the information you've given them. They have photos of you to use to impersonate you, all the information they need to apply for bank cards under your name, etc. Probably you should speak to someone about mitigating the damage. Today I fucked up by accidentally sending a photo with my vibrator clearly in the background with the caption "thinking of you" to my lesbian friend. Today I, married, found out that a year ago I sent a photo of something unrelated with my vibrator next to me, in focus, and obviously recently used to my lesbian friend with the caption "thinking of you." And I'm telling you, it was so prominent that it looked intentionally placed there. She had recently moved, so I sent her a photo of my hand holding a beer in a cup from the place she used to work. Good times. Good times. I don't know how I missed it. I only noticed today because she sent me some pictures of a trip she was on and I just started scrolling through our shared media history. Then, there it was, the vibrator so prominent that it almost didn't look like an accident. Her response was "lol okay" because the cup. That response didn't raise any flags for me, so I didn't check the photo I just sent. So she never got to "oh shit, sorry, that wasn't supposed to be there" message. I feel like it looked like I got drunk and accidentally revealed that I was masturbating to her or something. I'm so embarrassed I could die. I'd say something, but it's a bit late. She most likely knew it was an accident, but dear God, I'm dying. At least I didn't send it to my brother or boss though, right? Too long didn't read. I sent a photo of a beer in my hand to my friend with my vibrator in the background with the caption "thinking of you," making it look like I was having a drink after masturbating to her. She never mentioned it and I didn't catch it until today, a year later. Edit, thanks for the very fitting vibing award. Guess it didn't open any doors. Maybe try again, lol. Too bad. I, accidentally sent an almost nude to a friend, who I fooled around with years before, and she was like, "Did you mean to send that?" And I was like, "No, I swear, I was trying to click on the name next to you." But how phony does that sound? I haven't been able to face her since then. Lol. That's hilarious and awful. Smiley face, yes. It sounds phony. I think there's a subreddit called something like "Oops didn't mean to," where people share stuff that people accidentally sent to them, like flirty texts and nudes. This is effing hilarious. Thank you. My husband and I laughed for like 10 minutes when I showed him.